You worked for it, planned for it, sacrificed for it, and when it finally happened, you felt nothing. Not joy, not pride, just a strange, quiet emptiness. You even questioned yourself. Why am I not happier? You don't say it out loud, but it lingers. And the more you try to force gratitude, the more artificial it feels. What if that emptiness isn't a flaw in your personality, but a predictable response from your brain? You imagine the moment for months, sometimes years. The promotion, the degree, the relationship, the financial milestone. Your mind rehearses it like a movie trailer. If I just get there, I'll finally feel complete. But when it happens, the high fades faster than expected. By the next morning, you're already thinking about the next target. And something feels off. You don't celebrate properly. You downplay your success. You move the goalpost, or worse, you feel restless. This doesn't just affect your mood. It reshapes your identity. You start believing, maybe I'm just ungrateful. Maybe I'm never satisfied. Maybe something is wrong with me. In relationships, you might detach. At work, you raise your standards immediately. Internally, you criticize yourself for not feeling what you should. This pattern has a name in psychology. It's connected to hedonic adaptation, dopamine-driven motivation, and the way your brain predicts reward. But before we explain it, there's a deeper question. Why does anticipation often feel stronger than achievement itself? You are not broken. Your brain was never designed to let you stay satisfied for long. From an evolutionary perspective, permanent contentment would have been dangerous. If early humans felt fully satisfied after one successful hunt, they might stop striving. It's connected to hedonic adaptation, dopamine-driven motivation, and the way your brain predicts reward. But before we explain it, there's a deeper question. Why does anticipation often feel stronger than achievement itself? You are not broken. Your brain was never designed to let you stay satisfied for long. From an evolutionary perspective, permanent contentment would have been dangerous. If early humans felt fully satisfied after one successful hunt, they might stop striving. Complacency reduces survival, so your nervous system evolved to reward pursuit more than possession. What feels like emptiness is often your brain resetting the baseline. The goal wasn't the real reward, the pursuit was, and that realization can feel unsettling because it means happiness was never waiting at the finish line. But that doesn't mean achievement is meaningless. It just means your brain plays by different rules than you were taught, and those rules are surprisingly consistent. Let's break this down simply. Your brain runs on a prediction and reward system. Dopamine, often misunderstood as the pleasure chemical, is actually more about anticipation than enjoyment. It spikes when you expect a reward, not when you receive it. Imagine dopamine as a spotlight. It shines brightest on what's ahead, not what's already in your hands. When you're chasing a goal, your brain releases dopamine in small pulses. Each step forward reinforces motivation. But once you achieve the goal, the uncertainty disappears. Prediction becomes reality, and dopamine drops. This creates what neuroscientists call a reward prediction error. If the outcome matches expectation, your brain says, "Good, that's done," and it moves on. Now add hedonic adaptation. Your nervous system constantly recalibrates to keep emotional balance, like a thermostat. If something raises your emotional temperature too high, your brain adjusts downward. Not to punish you, but to maintain stability. So the emptiness isn't lack of success, it's your baseline resetting. Here's a simple mental model. Achievement is a spike. The brain is a rubber band. It always snaps back to center. The question is not, how do I stay at the spike? The question is, how do I build a life that isn't dependent on spikes? And that's where the real shift begins. Not motivational hacks. Not just be grateful, but psychologically grounded adjustments. First, separate outcome goals from identity goals. Set goals based on who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve. Outcome goals create short dopamine bursts. Identity-based goals reinforce neural pathways through repetition and habit formation. Your brain stabilizes around patterns, not events. Instead of "I want to run a marathon," shift to "I am someone who trains consistently." The marathon ends. The identity continues. This reduces the crash after achievement because the process remains. Second, delay the next goal intentionally. After achieving something, wait before setting the next target, even if it feels uncomfortable. Your brain seeks novelty immediately after reward. Pausing interrupts automatic dopamine-seeking loops and allows emotional processing. You finish a major project. Instead of planning the next one that night, take 72 hours to reflect. Journal what changed in you. This strengthens memory consolidation and gives your brain time to encode the achievement as meaningful. Without this pause, the achievement never emotionally registers. Third, build process pleasure. Train your attention to notice small progress moments during pursuit, not just the finish line. Sustained satisfaction comes from frequent low-level dopamine releases, not rare, intense spikes. By noticing daily effort, you distribute reward across time. Instead of only celebrating promotion day, acknowledge finishing a hard task, completing a workout, having a difficult conversation. This conditions your brain to associate effort with reward, not just outcome. Over time, emptiness decreases because your nervous system feels rewarded more often. Fourth, expand beyond achievement as self-worth. Develop roles in your life that are not performance-based. Friend, learner, sibling, mentor. When self-worth depends on achievement, the brain links dopamine with identity. When the spike fades, self-esteem dips too. Diversifying identity reduces emotional volatility. You may fail at a work goal, but you are still present for a friend. Still curious about a topic. Still growing. Your nervous system experiences safety because worth is no longer tied to a single metric. Fifth, redefine completion. Ask yourself after any achievement, what part of me is different now? Not what do I get next? This shifts attention from external reward to internal integration. Memory networks in the brain strengthen when you attach narrative meaning. Meaning increases emotional depth. After finishing your degree, instead of focusing on the job hunt, reflect, I am more disciplined now. I handle pressure differently. This builds continuity, and continuity reduces emptiness. Everything comes back to one idea. Your brain is designed for movement, not arrival. If you chase spikes, you will always crash. But if you build rhythm, you stay steady. Think of your life not as mountains to conquer, but as breathing. Inhale pursuit, exhale integration. Most people inhale constantly, new goal, new milestone, new validation. But they never exhale. The emptiness you feel might simply be emotional oxygen deprivation. You achieved, but you didn't integrate, you moved forward, but you didn't let your nervous system settle. When you understand this, achievement stops being a trap and starts becoming part of a larger rhythm. There is nothing wrong with your ambition. There is nothing wrong with your drive. And there is nothing wrong with you for feeling empty after success. Your brain did what it was built to do. The question is not, your brain did what it was how do you force myself to feel more? The question is softer. You are allowed to pursue. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to feel neutral after winning. Sometimes emptiness is not a void, it's space, and space is where something deeper can grow.